Hello everyone and welcome to my next reaction to Andor. So, since the last reaction, I've had a snack, I've taken a few deep breaths, and I'm ready to get my heart ripped out. So, let's go.
That's not how it works! That's an order!
What are they doing?
Matthew, what is all this?
They're opening the plaza.
You hear that? I'm looking at it. They're not opening anything.
It's a trap.
Hell around the building.
It's a trap to lure them all out. Right?
They're building a fortress.
Well, and that.
There's reports coming in from the countryside. They're saying we've landed mining rigs.
You seem animated.
The mining equipment. Already on site. Is that a story Director Krennic wants to be
We're
telling?
done with local rumors. The only story that matters is Gorman aggression. We need what's in the ground. The Empire has been patient long enough.
This is so disgusting. Obviously.
It certainly doesn't seem to be working. There were mass curfew violations last night and rumours of a
spider.
general strike this morning.
Sorry, sir. Comms are down. We're making rounds. Imperial employees are to report immediately to the IOC building.
I wonder why. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Listen.
Seymour Fitness reste d'abord. Je suis so heft, Planash Bigastam.
Oh God. And I'm not like, I can't even blame them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just horrible to watch. Oh well.
You dare walk our streets. You dare walk come from us.
Makes me know.
How do you say that? How do you speak the words? There's mining equipment being dropped all over the planet. Rigs and drones.
It's a rumor.
Are you mad? What kind of a being are you?
Oh.
What is it you've been sent to steal from us?
He doesn't even know. But you let that sink in.
What I want is a comfortable ride home.
Fuck you.
But let's not confuse the chain of command. I'm the trigger supervisor, you're the finger.
I hope things work out for you.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Oh. Oh, he says that. He says that later. This is it's so sad.
Right here.
The galaxy is one.
Make me look for you again.
Your son.
There she is.
This money negotiate a peaceful demonstration. Local insurgents spread rumors through the night and have organized this highly volatile insurrection you see behind me now.
Holy shit.
Stay with captain. How's it gonna find my friend?
They're green, sir. They're useless. I see Imperial uniforms, Sergeant. You will nudge them out there immediately and secure the area, or you can all finish your days in an Imperial brig. Stand to!
I don't want to watch this.
What have you done?
Get out.
Oh.
Close
oh.
it.
This is gonna be something. Shit.
How long have you known about all this?
We can discuss this later. You're hurting me.
And you were going to tell me what the mining ships are doing here.
They're not.
There is an armada up there.
You couldn't even wait.
Hold.
You tell me it's a rumor, and I will throw you out that window. What have we been doing here?
There's a stone. It's something they can't do without. They need the planet.
How long have you known this?
We're going home, Cyril. They've been planning it for years. They're doing this no matter what. You didn't seem to mind the promotions.
Holy fuckballs. Okay.
Good luck, Tetra.
Yeah, your promises do not matter now. That was insane. That. Oh my goodness.
Move out!
Every single person here is expendable to the Empire.
Woman, tell me where you are. West side. The columns by the craft house. Find me. Find me.
Here we go. This is it. This is it. This is it. Yeah, Dedra, I don't think Cyril's gonna get back in that building. So.
Orders, please. Supervisor Miro,
Proceed.
put him on.
Channel 5, open.
1 transmit 5, 1 calling 5. Fire at will. Repeat, fire at will.
You gotta paint them like the bad guys, because the galaxy is watching. No. Oh, Will, please hang on.
He's out there. Supervisor, it's not safe.
Man. This is gonna be horrific. Go, love, go! You were a tool in this. Very interesting he's not catching any crossfire. But they all know he's having a moment. Hold! Oh, I don't know. At least gonna take out all these frustration and feelings. There you go. Somebody's gonna get him. Somebody's gonna clock him.
Who are you?
He said, "Who are you?" Oh, yup. Yup.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm not leaving without Trina. No. I've got to find her. Wilma, stop. We have to leave. Look at me.
Oh, wow. You will forever be making up for your mistake.
I have to get to the HQ.
That's wrong, Glory.
No, we're leaving.
I told you I can't. You go. I can't leave her behind. Tell people what happened here, Cass. Thanks.
Stolen sky.
Oh.
Wait! One last favor.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am going through too much in this reaction.
Hundreds of murdered government lay-dead in Fama Plaza. Thousands more on the streets. More every minute. We're being destroyed. Please march this visit passage forward. This is murder. Now they expect us to die without knowing why. The conspiracy with fear is real.
Oh.
Even as Imperial security forces are still assessing casualties, questions are being asked about how an insurrection of this scale could be mounted without the aid and support of outside rebel assistance. As the Imperial martyrs of Gorman are mourned, we're sure to learn a great deal more and the price we'll pay for our own safety.
Okay, I'm gonna need a few minutes after watching that. Okay, you know, while I was watching the last episode, as it kept going on, I kept getting this feeling of being very sick to my stomach about what was to come. I started off this episode being pretty sure that everything was gonna kick off and that my heart was gonna get ripped out. And maybe barring a couple of small things, this episode went how I expected it to. But with saying that, it didn't make it any easier to watch. You know, I mean, there's just this slow burning tragedy. And, you know, I was tearing up before it all went down because it's just, you know. You know what's going to happen. And even as I was talking in the reaction, I was basically like, I can't even blame these people, you know? I can't. When you're living under those conditions for so long, if an opportunity arises, how do you not take it? Right? And obviously, you know, I know as soon as they start moving shit out of the plaza and everything, I know, you probably know, I mean, this is a trap and this is it. It's going to be awful. But for them, I can't even get upset at them or anything. And their chants, oh God, that like stabbed my heart. The chants of, you know, the galaxy is watching. And it's like, yeah, they are. They won't be receiving the narrative you want to put out, but they're watching. It's just it's just so disgusting. And I have said this so many times, it's just so repetitive, and I'm just sorry because, you know, it's not necessarily anything different that I'm saying, but like the way that Andor, the show, is able to just put this sickening taste in our mouth with the Empire. It's one way, it's one thing to be told they're so very evil, and it's not that there hasn't been examples of that or anything, but it's one thing to be shown in a sickening and gut-wrenching way. I mean, even Dedra felt that at the end. Well, we'll get there. And that, I mean, it was just like, I apologize, maybe particularly to the people who watch the full over on Patreon. Shout out to all of you. Love you all. But like, I think that there was a good bit where I was just sitting there watching in horror, like tears forming in my eyes, and I was not saying anything insightful. I wasn't, saying anything, I don't know. I just literally was like, just sitting in this overwhelming, horrific sadness, And the only comfort I had, this is so weird to say, well, not really, I think you guys get it, but like the only comfort I had before Cyril found him, but like was whenever they panned to Cassian. It was the only like little bit of relief, because I was like, well, he's gonna make it, at least for now, That was it. They were showing anything else, I was just disgusted, sick, sad, and just to see the pride of all of them when they sang that song. Oh my goodness, I was to be used in this way, to be treated in this way. It's just, and you can have all of the good intention. So many of Star Wars stories are about the underdog, but they believe in themselves so much that they fight and they win and they beat the evil. Woohoo! That's my summary of some Star Wars stories. Isn't that good? Yeah. You can use that if you want. But you can have that fire within you. You can have all of that. You can have the pride. You can have the camaraderie. You can have all of that. And guess what? It doesn't matter. You're still going to see everybody you care about get gunned down, tossed. Just disgusting. And that's just... It was just so hard to watch. And the way that they're able to instill this feeling in me with characters that, the ones that we knew from Gorman, obviously they have had some screen time, they have had some development. I don't want to say that they haven't had any, but this is it's more about the spirit of the people. I mean, I was getting so emotional. Some of the most emotional bits of that were characters I feel like I've never seen before, but you're just seeing how it's affecting these people. And that's the tragic brilliance of the show, is that they're able to do that. Felt very similar to, One Way Out. Where like with every prisoner, you're like, go, like you're so heavily invested, even if it's a prisoner that you haven't met yet. And your heart is with them. Except this was different. Your heart is with them in a very different way. Your heart's broken. Because that's... Anyway, just going to harp on that for forever, and it's not, I don't think super interesting, but and there were some very significant character moments in this. Cyril. Too little, too late, right? I actually truly appreciate what Andor did with his character. I did talk about this a bit actually in the last reaction. But one of the downfalls of him is not asking questions, being too eager to please anybody in authority. It's almost like he couldn't fathom that he'd be sort of kept in the dark in some regards or whatever. And then it all came crashing down. And that scene between him and Dedra, holy shit. Holy shit. Really embodying something that maybe a lot of us kind of thought Cyril would never do. Literally have his hands around the throat of someone who has used him as a tool. There's no respect both ways in the chain of command here. I mean, I do think that bit of Dedra's feelings towards Cyril is probably quite complicated, but, regardless of that, he's looking at what's happening. And, I gotta say, the acting is just fucking phenomenal. The way he was just looking around at all of the horrors and just knowing he played a part in that. Holy shit. There's just a really interesting, thing to think about when it comes to his character. He puts such great importance on so many different people, some being obviously authority figures. We've talked about that, yeah, right? And the importance that he had with Cassian, very different. One might say obsession. Did you see season 1? And this importance, no matter if it's positive or negative, that he has placed on these people has fueled his every action, right? Either to get Cassian or to get approval, whatever it is. And for Cassian to turn around and go, "Who are you?" That's the last thing he ever hears. And I think there's an importance in having a character like this on this show. A character that is so eager, driven, that he forgets to ask any questions until it's too late. Not that I'm not sure he could have done anything if he asked questions earlier, to be fair. But. And then, you know, we have Dedra, who, she also went through a lot here. You know, both of them were just so phenomenal in that scene where he confronted her. Now, maybe you did actually have feelings for Cyril. Sure. But she used him. And that confrontation being the last, excuse me, thing that, or any sort of interaction that she'll ever have with him, well, that's that. That's on you. And I have to say, of the scene at the end where she was having a moment, right? Not the easiest thing to stomach, even for the most horrendous of people, right? When she fixed her outfit, you know, in the past 2 episodes specifically, whenever she would get a little, like, emotional, which for Dedra is very subtle, right? In comparison to, like my emotional. Very different vibes. But whenever it would get out a little bit, she would, like, put her hands behind her back and go, no, keep it together, you know, and as she was raised in, you know, by Imperials, given her backstory, kind of makes sense. Suppress all that. Stop it. And she was losing it there at the end. And you just see her kind of, like, fix her outfit, her uniform. And it just felt like such a small thing, but just such a powerful thing for her character. Like, no! I will not have emotions about this. I mean, she has to bury all that deep down to do what she's done. Impeccable focus on both her character and Cyril's character throughout the entire show. I think very culminating in this episode. I'm in awe of the writing for them. I really am. But man, I just want to make this one comment, because you probably see it in my face in the reaction. I'll make this one comment. Dedra. Phenomenal writing for her character. 10 out of 10. Acting for the character. 10 out of 10. Just this insignificant, imposing nature and just incredible fierceness. 15 out of 10. Sympathy from me to her, like negative 20 out of 10. Okay. I'm so sorry to say. I mean, I'm not sorry to say that. I mean, but it was just, I swear my face when she was starting to, like, kind of get sort of emotional. And like I said, even the most horrendous people, this is a lot. But I don't know for a fact, but I probably had a face of, like, girl, please. I don't know what else to say. I think I've hit all of the big points that I want to. Yeah. you know, this was emotional, and I knew it would be. Either this episode or the next episode. What are they going to do for the next episode? I'm not prepared. I'm about to watch it. How worried do I have to be? Scale of 1 to 10. Whew. I had a feeling that just the way the last episode went, it was just this looming dread. And here we are. So, okay. If you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But if not, I'm just happy that you are here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.